Hi YouTube, this is Keaton. I'm going to be talking today about the Rubik's Connected Cube, which is a brand new magnetic smart cube or digital cube from Rubik's. So, in order to really fully make this review, I have a disclaimer that I'm a Rubik's ambassador, but the opinions that I'm going to be giving you in this are completely my own and completely honest. So, at the end of the day, I'm being supported by them, and I was given this cube by them to promote it. But at the same time, my YouTube channel is something that is for me and promotes my opinions and my content. And so I'm going to be giving this a very honest review, and there are some great ups and there are also some great downs. So let's talk about this cube. It's magnetic, which is awesome. And it's got this nice crunchy feeling that helps make it feel almost like the old Alpha 5 back from 2010, which I think was a great cube feel-wise, and I again feel like this cube has that same sort of hand feel that lets you enjoy the crunchiness. In addition to that, on the downsides, it's loose. The cube is incredibly loose, and so the magnets actually help keep this cube together. In particular, these are pretty strong magnets, and so that helps with this a lot. Like, you'll find this relatively easy to do, but when you go turn at high speeds, you may get a little bit, but not crazy lockups that you'd expect from a cube that was that loose. The reason it's loose is because of the electronics in here that you can't tighten it. So a good thing is that these caps are unbelievably hard to get off, and the electronics are right in here. So it's fairly accurate, and I think that's great. But at the same time, it would be great to be able to tighten this thing, because to sort of finish off a basic description of the cube, the fact that it's looser actually is hurting my times. Not significantly, and actually the way that it's also impossible to get back on. There we go. It's not infecting them significantly, but it is slower. And even the fact that this app starts and stops as soon as you start turning, which is a nice feature actually that I think that we should be considering for WCA competitions and the such. Even that, I'd love to be able to tighten it. I mean, this is a good cube. This cube would be a great cube if I was able to tighten it. But otherwise, let me show you the performance a little bit. I'm also going to show off this app. So there are a bunch of different things on the bottom, but the main things that I look at, there's a leaderboard. Oh, I'm 7th on the leaderboard for all time. Oops. For Pro Cube, which is these matches that I'm going to show you. Solo is just you solving alone on the app, and I'm 8th here. I was 7th here. Scramble is another feature. I'm not particularly good at this, but this is sort of match the scramble on a single face. It's a lot like the Rubik's Race game that I'm sure you guys have seen. I mean, I unboxed it on my channel, but quite a few people have played that game. I think it's really fun, but this is something very similar that you play with someone online. I'm not very good at it, and I haven't done a ton of practice, so I'm sitting down at a pretty meager 381, just behind DJ Cuber and just ahead of Race. So I'm in good company. The next thing are these matches, and you can do a bunch of different things. The scrambling is what I talked about. I mainly use these two, Solo and Pro Cuber. And if you followed me on Twitch at all, you'll see a lot of Pro Cuber matches that I've done. Solo is exactly what it sounds like. So you hold your cube, and then you scramble it up. And the scramble is dynamic, and so you'll see on the bottom there, as I start scrambling, the cube will scramble, but then also at the same time, it'll give you new rows of scramble every time you finish a row. The inspection starts immediately, and then you can start in this mode whenever you're ready. So that was a fine solve. It'll tell you the number of turns you've done. They use rotations, as well as the time. You can get a bunch of stats. My cross was done in 0.8, my F12 in 4.6, OLL at 6 seconds, and then PLL at 8.2. So that was a bit of a slow PLL right there. You can get advanced stats as well, breaking down your moves per step. You get a nice pie chart. Scramble, instant reconstruction information. So Stewie, I know you're watching this. Get excited, buddy. You got active time and downtime as well, so you can see when you're not turning, which is an important thing to think about. And you can see which moves are done. This is not particularly useful because if you're color neutral, they're not going to like rotate the cube in this case. But this is very interesting stuff, in my opinion. And it's a lot of useful information that I hope to see other people using in the future. Let me show you the Pro Cuber. This one is separated by a bunch of different rooms. So there's a beginner's room, a medium room, a hard room, and then an expert room. There's also a quick match with no scrambling. So this is like if your cube is already scrambled, you can just find something very quickly. There are also some Red Bull rooms that these are locked at the moment. These are for the Red Bull Rubik's World Cup that you should definitely check out. And follow me on Instagram because I'm always posting about when those are happening. I'm going to use the New York room as an example here. So your phone goes sideways, and it'll search for someone. And if it doesn't find someone quickly, then in those cases, you're going to be just paired up with a computer. It takes a little bit of time for those of you who have seen my Twitch stream. So this is a computer. This is not a real person in this case. So no one else is using the app right now. But let me scramble it. The scrambling is done in the same way. We'll wait for them to scramble it. And then you get 15 seconds. And in this mode, you cannot start immediately. So you're going to get a fail, actually, if you start immediately. So I'm going to wait. That is not my best solve. Oof. But it was at 10:36, and you can see that I won. There's a little bit of information about there, and I can also get these advanced statistics, this time in more of a PDF kind of format. So those are the main two game modes that I've been using in this app. I think that they're fairly good. I wish that I could start immediately on the New York or in the pro matches, but that's a small complaint. You can also qualify for Red Bull on here. I've done my qualification solves for the day. So you'll see that I got a 694, which actually puts me on the leaderboard in 8th. So even if you don't have a Rubik's Connected Cube or the Go Cube, you can actually use this to just check the leaderboard and see who's going to be making it to the next stage. Or, of course, follow me in Rubik's Official on Instagram, because that information is shared relatively often on there as well. Oops, my times went up. You can also see a lot of personal information on here, and you can check out your stats as well with this. So my PR, and this is 4.67, which I am ranked number 8. They've got statistics on lifetime, the entire solve. You can check to see, all right, how's my OLL doing? All right, so for the most part, it's pretty varied. How about my PLL? Very consistent, except for a couple of bad apples there. And some of these are going to be skips. So you get a lot of information on this app. The cube itself, I'm going to finish off this review by doing another average of 5 on it. But otherwise, I think you guys sort of understand this is not a cube that is designed to be the world's best speed cube, but it is very, very good. They have done a lot of work, and with a lot of cube research and cube hardware improvements, this is a cube that I would consider at the highest level if I was able to tighten it. At this level right now, it's definitely the best, or one of the best smart cubes out there, and by far better than the Go Cube Edge, in my opinion, just because this is cubic and the Go Cube is a little bit pillowed for the Rubik's World Cup. So I highly recommend checking this out, and I'm going to finish this off with some solo solves. 780. Oof. 1025.